When everything finally crumbles for the narcissist, it feels like a shift in the air. They've spent years building illusions, manipulating others, and avoiding responsibility. But no mask lasts forever. When the spotlight fades, they face the one thing they've always feared, themselves. And many call this moment karma, a reckoning that cannot be escaped. Karma doesn't always come loudly. Sometimes it whispers in small losses, people pulling away, doors closing, opportunities drying up. For a narcissist, this feels unbearable, because their entire life depends on external validation. God's justice works quietly at first, but with each crack in their world, the weight of their actions begins to surface. One of the first signs of karma is isolation. Those who once tolerated their behavior finally step back. Friends stop answering calls, family grows tired, and even new admirers lose patience. A narcissist thrives on constant supply, so when everyone walks away, they feel abandoned. It's a taste of the emptiness they once inflicted on others. Karma also shows up as loss of control. For years, narcissists manipulate, gaslight, and dominate. But eventually, people wise up, the tricks stop working, the lies are exposed, and the charm fades. Suddenly, they can no longer bend reality to their will. This powerlessness is their personal nightmare, a mirror reflecting their true weakness. Another karmic twist is their reputation unraveling. Secrets spill, truth surfaces, and the stories they spun fall apart. God's timing has a way of exposing what's been hidden. Slowly, the image they worked so hard to protect begins to crumble. For a narcissist, nothing feels more devastating than the world seeing behind their mask. Money and success may also slip through their fingers. Narcissists often use achievements to prove their worth. But when everything is over, careers stall, finances strain, and luck fades. These losses aren't random. They reflect the neglect and betrayal they suffer. Without integrity, even the strongest foundation eventually collapses. Karma ensures what's built on lies cannot last. Karma also strikes through relationships. Romantic partners, once blinded by charm, begin to see the truth. Instead of admiration, they now feel disgust. Instead of love, they feel drained. When partners walk away for good, the narcissist loses the adoration they believed would never end. It's God's way of restoring balance, freeing those who were trapped. One painful karma for narcissists is watching others thrive. The very people they tried to destroy begin to rise stronger, happier, and freer. For them, this feels unbearable. Their envy deepens because they can't stand seeing those they once hurt living in peace. This reversal is karma's poetry. Justice served not by punishment, but by your healing. Health can also decline when everything is over. Stress, rage, and emptiness take a toll on the body. Sleepless nights, anxiety, or even illness creep in. For years they projected strength, but their mind and body carry the truth. This suffering is not wished upon them. It's the natural outcome of years of living in bitterness and deceit. Another karmic moment is exposure. The lies they told to cover lies eventually collide. People compare stories, details don't match, and suddenly, they're caught. Narcissists thrive in shadows, but karma shines light exactly where it hurts most. When they're exposed, they can no longer hide behind manipulation. Their downfall begins in plain sight. Karma also strips away enablers. The flying monkeys who once defended them start realizing the truth. Slowly, these allies drift away, tired of the chaos. A narcissist without supporters feels naked, vulnerable, and powerless. For once, they face consequences directly, with no one left to shield them. It's the justice they never thought would arrive. Loneliness becomes their companion. They once mocked others for needing connection, but now they're the ones ignored, avoided, or forgotten. Silence surrounds them where applause once echoed. This loneliness is karma's harshest gift, because it forces them to feel what they inflicted: abandonment, rejection, and isolation. The cycle they started finally turns back to them. When everything ends, narcissists often face regret, though they'll never admit it. They replay memories, wondering why people left, why doors closed. But instead of growth, they sink deeper into bitterness. Karma's lesson is clear, but their pride blinds them. The pain they caused is now reflected back, and it cuts deeply. They also lose control of their image. Once admired, they're now whispered about. People call out their lies, warn others, or avoid them entirely. This tarnished reputation eats at their ego. For narcissists, image is everything, and when it's destroyed, they feel exposed. Karma ensures that truth, once ignored, becomes impossible to hide. Another form of karma is emptiness. Without constant supply, they're forced to sit with themselves. No distractions, no validation, just silence. This stillness terrifies them, because it reveals the void they've been running from all along. God's karma isn't always external, it's internal, forcing them to confront the hollowness they created within. Karma also returns through failed manipulation. What once worked so easily, gaslighting, guilt trips, or charm, falls flat. People don't buy the act anymore. Their tricks lose power, leaving them frustrated and confused. This shift feels like a punishment, but it's simply justice. The games they played finally catch up, leaving them powerless. They may also lose opportunities. Projects collapse, jobs end, and doors close. At first, they blame others, but deep down, they sense the truth. Their selfishness, arrogance, and deceit burned bridges they can't rebuild. This isn't bad luck, it's karma collecting debts. What they took from others now returns in the form of lost chances. Another karmic moment comes when admiration turns to pity. Instead of being envied, people shake their heads in disappointment. The once glorious image fades into ridicule. To a narcissist, pity feels like death. They would rather be hated than pitied, because pity confirms their weakness, and yet it's the natural result of their downfall. Relationships with children or family may also suffer. Years of neglect, manipulation, or cruelty come back as distance. Loved ones pull away for their own survival. Narcissists long for loyalty, but when even family chooses peace, the truth hits hard. God's karma ensures that love abused will not remain unconditional forever. Ultimately, when everything ends for the narcissist, karma doesn't arrive as revenge. It arrives as balance. They finally face the emptiness, loss, and consequences they worked so hard to avoid. Their downfall is not your responsibility. It's simply the natural return of what they gave. And in that moment, justice feels complete. When karma strikes, narcissists often experience betrayal from those they once used. The very people they manipulated or leaned on finally say enough. Friends turn away, coworkers refuse to cover for them, and partners stop defending them. For someone obsessed with control, this reversal is devastating. God's justice ensures that what they sowed in deceit, they reap in rejection. Another painful blow is the loss of admiration. Narcissists feed on being admired for their charm or talents, but once exposed, people stop clapping. What once brought praise now sparks suspicion. Even their successes feel empty without applause. Karma teaches them that admiration cannot be demanded. It must be earned through authenticity, something they avoided. Karma also appears in the form of constant restlessness. Without supply, their mind races, filled with anxiety and paranoia. They wonder who is talking about them, who knows the truth, and who is laughing at their downfall. This inner turmoil is exhausting. It's the same chaos they created for others, while looping endlessly inside their own minds. Financial instability can strike too. Many narcissists overspend to impress or chase status symbols. But when everything collapses, the money dries up, and bills catch up. Their flashy lifestyle becomes unsustainable. They're forced to face consequences they long ignored. This financial strain is not random. It's karma pulling down the illusions they built with greed. They may also face professional setbacks. Jobs disappear, promotions are denied, or coworkers stop trusting them. Where they once thrived on manipulation, their reputation now works against them. Karma strips away the shortcuts and exposes the truth. Without integrity, no career lasts. This fall from grace hits them harder than most, because their ego is tied to success. Another form of karma is being misunderstood. Narcissists hate when people see through their mask. But what hurts even more is when people stop caring altogether. They crave being the center of attention, even negatively. But when people dismiss them or see them as irrelevant, it crushes their ego. Irrelevance is God's way of silencing their false power. Karma also ensures the tables turn in relationships. Where they once played the role of abandoner, now they are the abandoned. Where they once mocked vulnerability, now they feel it themselves. Every tear they caused, every betrayal they justified, circles back. This isn't revenge, it's balance. They finally experience the pain they denied in others. They may also experience exposure at the worst possible moment. Lies unravel in public, reputations crumble in front of peers, or secrets spill when it matters most. God's karma doesn't arrive when they can hide. It arrives where truth cannot be denied. This exposure is humiliating, but it's the consequence of years of deception. Loneliness deepens during these times. Even if they find new people, the connections don't last. Their old tricks fail, and charm fades quickly. Without genuine love or trust, they're left in cycles of shallow relationships. Karma ensures they face the same emptiness they once left others to carry, a mirror of their own neglect. They also lose the ability to control their narrative. Stories they once told to protect themselves no longer work. Others know the truth and spread it, leaving the narcissist powerless to stop it. For someone obsessed with image, this is crushing. Their lies, once carefully woven, become the very net that traps them. Health problems may intensify. Stress, rage, and anxiety take physical form. Insomnia, exhaustion, or illness. Their body carries what their pride refuses to admit, the weight of their choices. God's karma doesn't need to punish directly. It allows natural consequences to unfold, and the toll of a toxic life eventually shows up in the body. They may also face rejection from new supply. At first, new partners may fall for their charm, but the cycle repeats. And when those people leave too, the narcissist is left confused, hurt, and desperate. This repeated rejection is karma's lesson. Until they change, every relationship will end the same. They can't outrun their own patterns. Another karmic blow is losing credibility. Even when they tell the truth, people stop believing them. Their past lies poison their words. They may protest, shout, or demand to be heard, but their voice has lost weight. This loss of credibility is crushing because it strips them of the influence they built their identity upon. They may also find themselves haunted by memories, faces of those they hurt, moments they tried to bury, and guilt they avoided come flooding back. In the silence of their downfall, they're forced to sit with it. Karma ensures that the pain they inflicted is no longer dismissed. It echoes in their own mind, louder than ever before. Ultimately, during this stage, what happens to the narcissist is a collapse of illusions. The games don't work, the masks don't hold, and the supply dries up. What remains is the truth they've avoided for years, that everything they built was fragile. Karma doesn't destroy them, it simply reveals what was already broken inside. As karma unfolds, narcissists may desperately search for someone to blame. They point fingers at ex-partners, family, or colleagues, convinced their downfall is someone else's fault. But no matter how loud the accusations, deep inside they sense the truth. It was their own choices. Blame may distract them, but it doesn't stop the consequences from arriving. They may also struggle with emptiness at night. In the quiet, without distractions, the mask slips. Memories of betrayal, lies, and cruelty creep back. They may toss and turn, unable to silence their thoughts. This insomnia isn't random. It's God's way of reminding them that unhealed wounds and unrepented actions eventually demand attention. Another part of karma is envy that consumes them. They'll watch others. They try to belittle, rise higher, grow stronger, and find peace. This envy gnaws at them, because it proves that the people they tried to destroy weren't broken. They were set free. Their jealousy is a punishment they carry daily, proof of the victory of others. They may also face humiliation in subtle ways. Small failures pile up, and people notice. Friends stop respecting them, co-workers laugh behind their back, and even strangers sense their bitterness. This humiliation cuts deep, because narcissists crave admiration. Karma strips away false glory and replaces it with exposure, leaving them fragile in the spotlight. At times, they may spiral into recklessness, desperate to feel powerful, They take risks spending money wildly, jumping into unstable relationships, or lashing out at anyone nearby. These reckless acts often backfire, leaving them even more broken. Karma ensures that every attempt to run from the truth only brings them closer to it. They also lose trust from those who mattered most. Children, siblings, or longtime friends step away, tired of manipulation. This loss hurts more than public shame, because it feels permanent. God's karma works by protecting the innocent, and when loved ones finally walk away, the narcissist is left with the reality of their own emptiness. Another karmic blow is losing influence. Where they once commanded attention, now their words carry no weight. Meetings ignore them, gatherings pass over them, and their presence fades. For someone who thrived on dominance, this decline feels unbearable. Influence was their currency, and without it, they feel invisible, something they always feared. They may also face exposure through children or partners who finally share their truth. Stories spread, and masks shatter. The narcissist can't stop the wave of honesty, because too many voices rise at once. Karma ensures that silence breaks when it matters most, and the stories they buried become the very tools of their undoing. Karma also teaches them about time. The years they wasted chasing ego and power leave them with little to show. While others built love and meaning, they built emptiness. When they look back, regret sharpens like a blade. God's justice isn't always dramatic. It's the quiet realization that they spent a lifetime chasing nothing. They may also face the torment of being forgotten. Calls stop, messages never come, and birthdays pass unnoticed. For someone addicted to attention, this invisibility is unbearable. Being forgotten is worse than being hated, and yet, it's karma's way of showing them that those who abuse love cannot expect to be remembered with warmth. Sometimes they'll experience a deep identity crisis. Without control, without supply, who are they? The question terrifies them. They've built their entire life on image, but now the mask crumbles, leaving only emptiness. Karma isn't cruelty, it's truth. And the truth is that without deception, they feel like nothing at all. They may also experience divine irony. The very things they mocked others for, loneliness, struggle, or failure, now visit them directly. They once laughed at weakness, but now they feel it deeply. This irony isn't coincidence. It's God's way of balancing the scales, ensuring they taste the same bitterness they once fed to others. Another part of karma is watching love flourish without them. The people they hurt find healthier relationships, deeper joy, and genuine peace. This realization eats at them. They believe they were unforgettable, but life proves otherwise. God's justice shows that love abused cannot hold anyone forever. Eventually, love finds a safer home. They may also face despair, as they realize manipulation no longer works. The tricks that once won sympathy or admiration now fall flat. People roll their eyes instead of leaning in. This loss of control is the sharpest wound of all. Karma ensures that power stolen through lies cannot last. It always fades. In the end, when everything is over, God's karma for the narcissist isn't fire from the sky. It's the slow collapse of everything false. Lies unravel, masks shatter, and emptiness surfaces. They face isolation, regret, and the truth of their own choices. And for those they hurt, this karma is not revenge. It's freedom, balance, and justice restored.